In other news, it seems the race for the presidency is not the only election tainted by controversy this year. Michigan Democrat Craig Gormel announced in a press conference earlier this week that he will be dropping out of Ann Arbor's mayoral election. He apologized to his supporters, but said he felt compelled to protest the media's coverage of his campaign. This Week Tonight's Lorman Bottles has more on the story.
Everyone knows that the pen is mightier than the sword. But what Craig Gormel didn't know was that sometimes TV news coverage is mightier than a man's will. Craig had hoped to make a difference in his hometown of Ann Arbor, Michigan, by many accounts a filthy and desolate hellhole. Its impoverished and crime-ridden streets add to the American mindset that Michigan is an all-around awful place to live. But Craig Gormel had hoped to change that.
Well, you know, by many accounts, Ann Arbor, Michigan is a filthy, desolate hellhole. Now, of course, I don't think that's true, but many Americans have this perception that Michigan is just this awful place to live. Sure, it's easy to point the finger at places like Detroit, Flint, Lansing, you know, real hellholes. But I definitely think that our dirty, impoverished, crime-ridden streets contribute heavily to that perception. And I, Craig Gormel, had hoped to change all of that.
The problem was with the media's coverage of his campaign. Gormel went on to explain they often made him out to seem like he was being incredibly redundant, an image he feels is inaccurate. In fact, Craig Gormel thinks of himself as a pretty concise guy. So what exactly made you drop out?
The problem is the media. No matter what I say or how I phrase it, they always seem to make me out to be repetitive and redundant, just the way they edit my speeches. I'm not sure quite what it is, but it's inaccurate. I mean, I consider myself to be a pretty concise guy.
I did notice you just used the words redundant and repetitive in the same sentence. Now, don't they mean the same thing? Did you really have to say both?
Big deal. I was just making a point.
So you would say it's not a big deal and you were just making a point?
Well, yeah, Wait, what are you getting at?
Nothing.
Don't nothing me, you bastard.
He even accused us of doing it right now.
Wait, you're doing it right now, aren't you?
Doing what? What do you mean?
Editing this to make me seem like I'm being redundant and repetitive.
That's just ridiculous, sir. I don't think that's going on. Craig insinuated that we were editing this to make...
Stop that, damn it!
Gormel knew he shouldn't have come. His wife told him not to, but he just wouldn't listen. Oh no.
I knew I shouldn't have done this. My wife told me not to come and do this interview, but oh no, You know, I could have done great things for this city. I wanted to restore Michigan to its former glory. I was a visionary, for Christ's sake, and a concise one at that. I don't repeat myself.
Craig went on like that for some time, but I'm pretty sure he just kept saying the same thing over and over again. Goes to show you how the TV news coverage can turn one candidate into a broken, bitter man. For This Week Tonight, once again, I'm Lorman Bottles.
Repeat myself.